The original 13 colonies fought against their mother country of Great Britain for their independence. Without having any representation in the British Parliament, the mother country forced the colonies to pay taxes. The colonies retaliated with the phrase, "no taxation without representation." Because Great Britain was so far from the colonies already felt a strong streak of independence. Great Britain fought in the French and Indian War from 1754 to 1763. Although they were victorious, they were majorly in debt, which made them demand more from the colonies. The Sugar Act happened in 1764. It raised revenue because the duties on imported sugar from the West Indies were increased. The Currency Act was also passed in 1764. The Parliament believed that all colonial currency hurt British trade. It banned all colonies from issuing paper bills or bills of credit. In 1765, the Quartering Act was passed. It allowed British settlers to take over a colonist's home whenever they deemed necessary. The Stamp Act was passed as well. It required tax stamps on many everyday items, and it stated that the tax was intended for the colonies to pay for the defense. The Stamp Act Congress came into place. It was made up of 27 delegates from 9 colonies. It was one of the first things showing the colonies coming together in opposition to Britain. The Sons and Daughters of Liberty came into place as well. It was the colonists' way of fighting back with non-importation agreements. They enforced setting agreements with methods such as tar and feathering. In 1770, the British Massacre occurred. It was an example of British cruelty. To help with the failing of the East India Company, the company was given a monopoly to trade tea in America. In 1773, a mob of colonists disguised themselves as Indians and dumped tea into the Boston harbor from British ships. As a result from the Boston Tea Party, restrictions were placed called the Intolerable Acts. They outlawed town meetings and closed the Boston harbor. The First Continental Congress started up because of the Intolerable Acts. 12 of the 13 colonies met in Philadelphia. It started a boycott of British goods. British troops were ordered to Lexington and Concord to seize colonial gunpowder. They also were required to capture Samuel Adams and John Hancock. The British were forced to retreat. It was the first time of open warfare. For the Second Continental Congress, all 13 colonies were in Philadelphia. Here they named George Washington the head of the Continental Army. At the Battle of Bunker Hill in 1775, George III proclaimed the colonies in rebellion after a colony